You know, love is in the air, guys. This is the perfect time because Valentine's Day is this week. I have a little bit of something going on, and I can't call it love. I can't do that because it's not. It's something. But I can't say it's love necessarily yet. I don't know what that is, right? Does anyone know what that is? Comment down below if you know what love is. I want you to show me, because I want to talk about it, but I don't know if she's gonna watch this. Shoot. It's fine. It's fine. I'm just gonna talk about it and pretend like it's just, this is a disconnect from the real world, but also not, because I'm reflecting on the real world technically, and it's just so crazy, you know? Love. No, not love. Attraction, I guess. A connection, a bond, a gut feeling, right? Basically, at my college, there's this yearly theater festival that goes on. And so it gives us students, a couple of theater students, a chance to go off to another school and compete for scholarship to another school and act and compete, I guess, but also enjoy the art form that is theater. And last year was the first time I went to this said festival. And that is when I met this person who I will not speak of, but in very vague terms, because I'm nervous. I don't want to make it weird, and I don't want to put that on the internet. Whatever, but I'll talk about it. Okay, just listen to me, all right? Just hear me out. This is basically just a video of me freaking out about, you know, not love. It's not, stop calling it love. It's not that. It's hard to talk about this without saying every little detail, and I can't do that, and I won't do that. So I'm just gonna put it out there that yes, there is something going on, and it's not exactly a story, which is what you guys kind of come here for, I guess. Oh shoot, I don't have, shoot, sorry, we have to, ambient lighting. Is that cool? Does that look cool? That looks kind of cool. Yeah, sick. How you doing? Are you doing okay? You doing all right? You having a good week? Oh, you know what? Oh shoot. Oh, I have a good one. Oh, you know, it's weird because this isn't the first time I've recorded a video about confessing. Oh no, I never thought I would talk about this. Shoot, should I talk about it? I don't know. It doesn't matter. I don't think it matters. Oh man, I'm getting beet red, aren't I? Oh shoot, don't look at me. Just look at the background for a second. This is high school, right? So on the topic of love, we're gonna, not love, on the topic of crushing on a certain someone, I'm gonna say this story because I think it's kind of funny now, thinking back. I had a high school crush, just like every other high schooler. I was in this friend group where I liked a few of the girls at like a few different times. That was just kind of the friend group that it was. So I liked one girl, and then I liked this girl later on, right? And I didn't know how to tell her. I eventually, as men do, held in my feelings for long enough to the point where I couldn't take it anymore. And I didn't really tell people about this crush. I was a completely different person in high school, right? I'll say that. Kind of a goody two shoes. I was known as the guy who was just always happy and always had a positive mental attitude and was just super like nice to everyone and never got mad or sad or whatever, right? I know, super healthy. I've known this girl for a while at this point, like a few years. Like we'd go to like Six Flags, and it's one of those things. You have a friend group, but you like someone in the friend group, and you don't want to tell the friend group because you feel like there's going to be like a taking sides sort of situation, and you just feel like it's going to break everyone apart and cause huge drama, and that's no good. You don't want that. Eventually, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna tell her. I have to tell her. So, I decided to record a video of myself confessing my crush on this person. And I recorded the video, and it was like 12 minutes. It took so long. I can see myself. I'm in my bedroom one night, and I'm like setting up my tripod, and I just sit down on my stool, and I tell like a story of like how we met or something. At the very end, at like 11 minutes or whatever, I'm like, I have a crush on you. and I don't know how to say it, and I didn't know how to tell you, and all this stuff, and I'm trying to make it sound so cool and so like sexy and handsome or whatever, and like whatever high schoolers do, right? So I made the video, didn't think twice about maybe this is a bad idea. I remember sending it to her and then being like, here's a video, you should watch it as soon as you can. And I went out to dinner or something after that, and I got, oh man, just the most high school thing. Just a super long text from her, like the same night, where she was like, oh, like, this is so great. And you can tell she was like dancing around the point, and she didn't really want to acknowledge like the fact that I literally just confessed that I had a crush on her. I had to go to school the next day. And I remember it took so long for us to actually like start talking again. And like, I think it took like a month or something like that, where we were just not talking at all. So, you know, obviously, don't do that, especially when you're in high school. What? Like, look at me. I recorded a 12-minute video for my crush. I made her sit through the whole thing. Like, don't do that, okay? Take it from me. I've tried it. It doesn't work. If you're in high school still, realize it's not that deep, dude. It's not. It's not that deep. Like, nothing. Like, it's not a huge deal. You're still learning. You're still growing. Just like everyone around you, you're still figuring it out. I'm in college. I'm almost done with college, and I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't have a single clue where I'm going next. So, you know, I hope that gives you a little bit of, you know, reassurance. What makes this new, okay, so that was high school, right? The difference between that and now, like, that was like fine. It's just weird that I did that. But what makes this new story so juicy, this new development so juicy, is that I met this girl last year at a festival. Festival only lasted a week, and obviously schools from all around come to this festival, and then we leave, right? It's only a week of all these schools meeting, and then unless you get an Instagram or a Snapchat, you don't see these people again for another year, if that, because they might not even come back. There's a chance that you don't get into these things. There are respondents that come to our shows and respond to our shows and talk to us. Like, we have a whole talkback situation. And then we get an email a little while later, like, oh, you're invited. Like, here are the people that are invited. And it's usually like 3 or 4 people or something like that. You have, like, there's a chance that I could have never seen this girl again from last year, right? And you gotta understand, last year was a blast. I was not right in the head, you know. I was in a relationship at that point, but I was not right in the head, and that's what the festival did for me. It literally changed the course of my life. It's one of those things that really just shakes up your brain and is like, whoa, okay, now I feel like I have some new direction that I'm going. You know what I'm saying? And not only was it life-changing, like, adding on to that, I met this wonderful person that I danced with at this party with a DJ at the end of the week. I had to just say to her, like, to not make it weird, and I was like, hey, I have a girlfriend, and she was like, hey, it's cool, and like, no problem. And just now, coming back a year later, we reunite. I see the same person again, and I say hi to her, and I make sure everything's cool, and I ask her to dance this time, as opposed to her asking me to dance last year, and we have a fun time, and I tell her that, you know, I'm open, I'm free, I'm single, and just nights like that. It makes me feel like a kid again. These moments that make that give you whole body like goosebumps, that sends a shiver down your spine in like the best way, because you're like, it's moments like these that make you think like, oh yeah, this is why I'm here. This is why I'm going in the direction that I'm going in. This is why I'm still on this planet to this day. This is why I deserve to be here. I deserve to be a human and feel human things and feel human emotions. And it's not just with love. It's also with hatred and extreme sadness and, you know, all of those, and extreme happiness and elation, or whatever you want to call it. It's the trials and tribulations of living. It's so, and I'm getting so philosophical. Just a guy who's crushing, that's all. It's incredible what a crush can do to a person. Point is, It was a great night. Went well, got her number. So, hey girl, if you're watching this, give me a call. Call me. All right, fellas. Happy Valentine's Day. If you don't have a Valentine, I'll be yours. I don't mind. Seriously, thank you so much for watching these. Thank you for listening to me talk. And you're so nice for dealing with me for, 45 minutes? I really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. Thank you for watching. And I'll see you next week, hopefully. Mwah. All right. Bye. Goodbye, guys. Have a good night. Happy Valentine's.